On May 25, 2019, John Kelly and his wife had a disagreement and were communicating with each other using sign language on the side of the road. However, a passerby misunderstood their hand gestures as a physical altercation and called 911 to report a possible domestic disturbance. Within moments, 3 officers from the San Marcos Police Department arrived on the scene. They approached John from behind and both sides, shouting commands without giving him a chance to explain or demonstrate that he posed no threat. Without considering the context or the clearly non-violent nature of the exchange, 2 of the officers discharged their tasers on him right in front of his wife and their young children. This conduct not only reflects a gross misuse of authority, but also reveals a profound lack of cultural awareness and sensitivity toward the deaf and hard-of-hearing community. It was a double failure, a failure to protect and a failure to understand. With his back turned to the officers and unable to hear the commands being shouted at him, John was left completely vulnerable. As he struggled to comprehend what was happening, a 3rd officer approached and, without hesitation, violently kicked him twice in the side, an act not only unnecessary, but cruel, especially given that John was in no position to resist or defend himself.
Say one thing. Put your hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back. Hands behind your back. Do it now. Okay. Put your hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back, sir. Alright, grab his hands. Stand up. Stand up. Stand up. Stand up. Roll over. Grab his hand. Just get on your stomach. Turn around. Just have him stand up. I think he's cooperative. Let me see your hands. 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 Let me see your hands. I think he's gonna cooperate. Let's just get him up. Come here. Come here. Hey. He's not being compliant. Look at me. Hey. Look at me. Sit.
John desperately tried to gesture and vocalize in every way he could to tell the officers that he was deaf. His frantic movements at first only seemed to escalate the tension. But then, in a brief moment of silence amid the chaos, one officer finally realized what should have been obvious from the beginning. Quietly, he handed John a notepad and a pen, a simple gesture, yet one that came far too late to undo the harm already done.
Hold it. Give me your name.
John Kelly was never handcuffed, nor was he ever charged with a crime. After officers confirmed that no physical assault had taken place, he was released from the scene following treatment by emergency medical personnel. He was later taken to the hospital to address injuries sustained during the encounter. In their official reports, the 3 involved officers claimed that Kelly had tucked his hands beneath his body, a suggestion of non-compliance. However, video footage painted a very different picture. Both times John was forced face down on the ground. His hands were clearly raised above his head. It was not the posture of defiance, but of a man bracing for another blow, resigned and defenseless. After being kicked in the ribs, John later explained he was simply trying to signal to the officers that he was deaf. With frantic gestures, he attempted to communicate that he needed a pen and paper, any means to convey that he could not hear them. But no one understood him, or worse, no one tried to. In May 2021, a federal lawsuit was filed against the city of San Marcos and the 3 officers, alleging violations of Kelly's civil rights and the Americans with Disabilities Act. The complaint stated that There was no attempt by law enforcement to communicate with John in a manner he could understand, even after he signed that he was deaf. No additional steps or precautions were taken by SMPD prior to deploying a taser or using physical force. Notably, all 3 officers remain employed by the San Marcos Police Department, despite the fact that each of them had completed a 4-hour training course on how to interact with deaf or hard-of-hearing individuals during traffic stops. So now we're left to ask, was this really the level of force necessary to bring a deaf man to the ground? Is a taser an acceptable use of force against someone who was unarmed, non-threatening, and simply walking away, unaware of the commands being shouted behind him? Especially when no crime had occurred, apart from a misinformed phone call.